heavy snow falls and blocks your vision as you have been on this path for 4 days now. You can feel the crunch beneath your feet as the winter winds send icy chills down your spine and into your skin. You have been suffering through the environment, camping for only a few hours here and there. But your guild captain is continuing to press forward. Out of the darkness, over the precipice of the mountain that you have been walking through, you see a sleepy village in a valley below. There's only one single light that is coming from the guard tower. And to your surprise, the town seems empty. You were told that this was a lively village. In fact, Ravensburg, the very tip of the north of Wintermist, was supposed to be a major trade point for ice, for snow, for sea fish. But this once bustling town falls silent and sleepy. Your guild captain looks at all of you, and he just takes in a deep breath. And he blows out, and a cold mist comes out. We finally made it. I need 2 scouts to go down to the village and check it out. Who is willing to go?
I'll go.
I'll go too.
You both begin to descend down this pathway that leads you deep into the valley. It takes you about 15 minutes, and when you get down to the entrance of the town, you see the single torch flickering in what looked like a guard shack. There's a watchtower as well. You see ice has covered over the top of all of the pebble stones that once used to be a walkway into this village. What do you two want to do?
I can check out the guardhouse if you want to check out the watchtower.
That sounds like a good plan.
So I'll walk up to the guardhouse.
Okay. All right. Pale skin, you're going here?
Yep.
All right. What do you guys want to do?
I shout up, "Hello!"
As you belt up to above, it seems to almost echo just a little bit as it hits the roof. But the wind blowing it seems to carry your voice quickly into the village. There's no response.
I'll go ahead and just head up the guard shack, up into the top to investigate and see if I see anyone up there.
Okay. All right. So as you start to approach, you get up into the guard tower area. As you step on to the very first wooden plank, it creaks extremely loudly. And it snaps gently underneath your foot. As soon as the snap pops, all of a sudden you hear from the door behind, "Hello? Who's there?"
In the guard tower.
In the guard tower.
I'll respond with, "Hello there.
Who are you?
I'm Marius. I'm with the Ravens Guild."
I don't believe you. You need to leave, or you will deal with our guards. We're many.
I'm sorry, we can't do that. We have to investigate the area.
It's time for you to go. I'm warning you. We'll come out. There's many of us.
Please, I don't believe you, but I don't mean you any harm either.
Don't make me come out here. Don't make me come out. What do you want to do?
I want to kind of just, is it a window or a door?
As you're looking at it, it looks like it's a push-in.
I want to kind of just push the door open and just have like my hand kind of reach out, like I'm not here to hurt you.
Okay. All right. So as soon as you start to push in the door, roll a dexterity saving throw.
13 plus 13.
As soon as you open the door, all of a sudden you see a blade come out of the darkness, start to swipe down towards your arm. You pull back just in the nick of time, but you can feel the breeze just pass right by your skin. within inches, you could have lost your hand.
Is the door still kind of ajar, or is it wide open now?
It's only open maybe by a foot or two.
Can I use my telekinetic shove ability to swing it wide open?
Absolutely. Roll a melee attack for me.
Oh, 5, 10.
Okay. All right. So as you take a step back and you push with the force, and just this blunt force comes out of your hand, hitting the door. And as soon as it hits the door, you hear someone yell, "Ah!" And you hear boom, boom, boom. Someone falls down behind the door. The door itself is now snapped in half. A piece of it lying on the floor, the other piece hanging by the hinges on the wall.
At this point, I'm kind of just trying to look around. I'm not stepping into the doorway yet. I'm trying to look around, see if I can get a look at the guy and tell him, please, be calm. We need to just talk to us.
As you peer into the door, you notice that there is a single candle lit on the back wall. And underneath that candle, cowering, is an old man wearing very dirty and old armor. His sword that swung at you, very rusted and chipped, and he's just shaking in fear. And he looks at you and goes, Don't hit me! Don't hit me!
Do I see any goblets or cups of water or anything nearby or anything like that? What else do I notice in the room?
You notice that it's completely bare except for a single staircase that leads up to the next floor.
Okay. Do I notice any other traps or anything like that? I'll step inside the door, just a couple steps, just kind of having my hands out like this, no weapons drawn or anything, and just trying to reassure him that I'm not here to hurt him.
Okay. What do you know?
Can I hear what's happening?
You definitely hear the commotion happening.
I immediately run over to join Marius and to support him. So I'm behind him.
Okay.
Has Marius gone through the door yet?
Just a few steps
Okay.
in.
Just a few
So I'm
steps.
at the
going
door.
like this.
I'm at the doorway with him.
Okay.
And
So-
I call out, "Are you okay? What's going on?"
Yes, there's just an old man here who's scared and frightened. He doesn't trust us yet.
He's just shivering back there, and he goes, Don't take me! Don't! I know you're the Dark One, don't take me!
Who do you mean by the Dark One?
You take every guard at night. I didn't want this position, I didn't want this post, but there's no one left.
Let's see. We have just arrived. There's no way I could have taken any guards. Our group has just gotten here in the last few minutes.
Roll a persuasion check.
10 plus 1, 11.
11? Okay. He just, in disbelief, in desperation, wants to believe that you're telling the truth, but experience is telling him you're not. So he's caught in this in-between. You guys have all descended down and now standing in front. Your guild captain is just moving up closer and staring at the progress that's happened. Davius turns and looks to you and goes, well, go help your brothers in arms. What are you guys gonna do?
What can we see from?
All you literally see Pale Skin just leaning into the door, and you see him kind of have one of his weapons up because he's unsure of what's taking place, and you can hear Marius talking, and you hear someone panicking beyond inside, but it's so enclosed you can't hear clearly the communication that's happening back and forth.
Are there any other windows or doors or anything you can?
There is
see?
another door, yes, right there directly in the front.
Like right where that
Yes.
is? Okay.
Mhm.
I will probably come around to this door.
Okay. All right.
Are there any other lights anywhere else?
No, well, so roll a perception check for me, now that you're closer. 7. Okay. All right. You kind of peer into the town, and as you're looking into the town, you literally see the snow drifting over the top of the ice-covered walkways. You see but a brief moment of a single little light flicker from one of the windows in the village.
Okay. Uther is going to walk past the guard tower just towards the center of these buildings.
So, towards the well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not like super far past the group, but past the group and just kind of stand where he can be easily seen by anyone in town.
All right. Jasper?
I'm going to follow him behind it at that other door, and once we get there, I'm going to kind of open it and call in and ask Marius, what's going on, what happened.
All right. Ask away.
Marius, what happened here?
This gentleman here is frightened and scared. He had a booby trap around the door. Sadly, I had to force my way in, but we're trying to calm him down now. Maybe we can make a fire. Is there a fireplace inside?
No fireplace. Like, this is definitely strictly a working guards tower. Like, there's no living quarters inside.
Maybe we have a blanket we can try to warm him up with. He'll let us nearby.
I have a question, and I don't know if it's in character or not, but
Sure.
this booby trap, so I was confused. Did like a sword come down like a booby
Yeah,
trap,
it was
or
like-
was it like
it was on top of
his,
Was the old man.
right, or was it his sword that
It
he
was
attacked?
definitely the way the old man had set it up, is if somebody opened the door, the sword would fall.
Okay.
So he barely, he moved out of the way.
Okay.
So, and you'll see why here in just a few. Kaida, what are you doing?
Did you get a chance to look inside the watchtower?
I have not.
Before you ran off?
No, I did not.
Okay. I'm going to go to the watchtower.
Okay. And what are you gonna do?
I'm going to go up and see if I can find anything.
Okay. So, you're gonna go up the ladder. Are you gonna go up all the ladder and go on into the room in there, or are you just gonna go up and pop your head in there and kind of look around?
I want to pop my head in there and look around first.
Okay. All right. So you descend up into the ladder, and as you start getting closer into the hole to go into the second floor, you start smelling a very putrid animal smell, like it was almost a den. And you start kind of crawling away, and you pop your head up, and you can see black feathers everywhere. But in the center, there's a leather bag just sitting there.
Do I see anything that might be alive still?
Roll perception. Nine. Okay. You don't see anything that could potentially still be moving, right? And with your eyesight, you see pretty good in the dark, right? So you don't see anything that's necessarily like moving or gonna pop out at you.
Okay. Very quietly, and just kind of watch my step. I'm gonna pop out and I'm gonna look around the bag.
So you're gonna get up and go to the bag?
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right. As you start to get up and you stand, you can feel the watchtower kind of sway a little bit. Nothing like so crazy that you're like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna die, but definitely abnormal. So do me a favor and roll an athletics check.
Do me a favor.
It's never a favor.
12.
12, okay. All right, so you're able to kind of give yourself sure footing as it's swaying a little bit. So you don't feel like you're kind of shifting around. You're able to plant your feet good enough to where you can move to go up to the bag. All right?
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go up to the bag. I'm
Okay.
gonna go through it.
Okay, all right. Back to you guys.
Is it a certain order or anything?
Nope.
Can I see the tower swaying from where I'm at?
Roll perception check.
Okay, this is where you're gonna have to be. So 20.
D20, yes ma'am.
I'll be ready. 17 plus. Would you say
Perception being your skills.
6. Is it the little number there?
Yeah.
6.
Oh, that's a good percentage.
17 plus whatever.
17.
6.
All right, so 23. Good job. All right, so you can tell as you see kind of step into it, you notice that the tower shifts ever so slightly. Most common people wouldn't have seen it, but you noticed it as she was walking into it.
Do I see? I'm assuming the feathers and stuff I can't see.
No.
That's all in there. Do I see anything else outside the tower?
No. Mm-mm.
I want to walk over to the tower.
Okay. All right. All right, Jasper.
When Thine leaves, I'm going to go in and try to calm the older guy down. I imagine he's still kind of in the corner, freaked out. So
As you come into the room, he's just shivering. He's like, "No!" And you can hear him saying a prayer. "Ancient One, I have served you my whole life. Please don't let me die here."
all right, let me gently kind of put my hand on his shoulder. It's like, no one's here to hurt you. We're here to help.
Roll a persuasion check.
I think that's what we're supposed
13.
13. All right. As you kind of put your hand on the shoulder and you just speak in a very low and calm voice to him, he just puts his arms down and he looks at you, and you literally just see a very old man. One eye, his right eye is covered in cataracts and it's very blurred. The other eye is definitely bloodshot, like he hasn't slept in days. Multiple teeth seem to be rotting as he's smiling at you because you're able to calm. He goes, You're not bad people.
No, sir, we're not. We're here to help you. We're with the Raven.
And he looks and he notices, so all of you have a sigil on your arm, on your left arm that is the Raven, and he looks and he goes, and he grabs it, and he's just, thank Euphoria. And he drops the sword, and the sword drops down. As you look at it, it is completely rusted and halfway broken. But it is so big, there's no way he could have carried it in the way that to swing it. Like, he just would not have the upper arm strength. You notice that the armor is twice his size. And roll a perception check, both of you. Take the highest roll.
9.
9. 8. Okay. You notice.
Jack.
You notice, Marius, that over the right breastplate, there's a hole. It looks like something punctured in, and you see a green ooze surrounding that puncture in the armor.
Where?
My friend,
In the armor, right above the.
my friend, are you wounded? We see a hole in your armor with strange liquid.
Just my pride. You have to forgive this old man. And he kind of looks down, and in between his legs, there's a little bit of urine on the ground. Just my pride. But it ain't fine. And he puts it, goes, this was my son's armor. He died 3 nights ago here.
Is that the monster you were speaking of that did that?
The Dark One? Yes.
Is there anybody else here? Is anybody upstairs?
Now that I know that you're Orla Raven, I will introduce you. Yes, we will go to the tavern. That's where all the villagers are hiding. We'll go there. Yes.
And what about, because the guard tower headed upstairs.
That's correct. Mm-hmm.
Before we go, I just want to check out the upstairs to make sure there's
Okay.
nothing.
All right. So you want to head upstairs then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it lit or is it dark?
It is dark as can be.
Alright, I'll go ahead and light a torch as I go up.
All right. Roll a nature check because of the wind.
4.
You kind of strike the flint a few times, and the wind is just engulfing the spark real quick. All right, Kaida. Roll an investigation check.
It's in the bag.
15.
So inside the bag, you notice 3 things. You notice an egg. And the egg is a very large egg. Definitely not of any normal chicken or bird that you know of, but it is definitely a very large egg. And it's black with almost an ember red glow to it. You also find inside a flask of holy water. And you notice on the holy water that there is the symbol of the Order of the Raven on there, meaning this flask belonged to an exorcist at some point. And you also discover inside a health potion.
Okay. I'm gonna take the bag.
Okay.
I'm gonna take the bag. Is there anything else that would catch my eye?
You have to roll.
Perception or
It'd be perception.
12.
As you're kind of gazing around the room, you notice something sparkles out of the southwest corner. Just briefly sparkles, just a little bit in the very corner. So north, east, west, south. So southwest.
Okay. With my, is it dark in there?
Oh, it's pitch black.
So with my dark vision, can I make out anything
You
about?
see something black, like in the corner.
Okay. I'm gonna go check that.
All right. You start to move over that way, and as soon as you start to move over that way, all of a sudden you hear something flap. You, as standing outside in the door, and Uther, you both hear something in the wind flap,
From the top of the guard tower.
coming from the other side of the guard tower to the west.
I hear it too.
You hear it too. What do you guys want to do?
I'm gonna just casually walk over there.
Okay.
Because at this point,
Oh, I'm sorry. Ivana,
This
you
is
were
a
also
diffused
there.
situation.
You hear it as well. Sorry.
There's just like the snow blowing across, and I think it pans up, and he's just got the ugliest look on his face as he like had looked over and seen Kaido like climb into the guard tower. And so it cuts back to that, and then he just like hears this sound, and he turns and he sees you moving over there. He's kind of seeing, and then he starts to look after him towards the guard tower.
Okay. All right. So it starts to turn. What are you gonna do? You hear it coming from outside, and so the guard tower, all four sides are open. So you potentially look out the guard tower to see if you can see what's coming, or what's causing that noise.
Okay, definitely gonna do that. I'm gonna look
Okay.
and see if I can see what's making that noise.
Okay. All right. Roll a perception check.
Four.
All right. You start to lean out of the tower, and Unthina and Paleskin, you guys are down there, and you're looking up, and you just see the wind and the snow just blowing. It's dense and it's thick, and you see something black start coming out of the snow in the air. And as it gets closer, it gets bigger and bigger, and within a millisecond, it swoops down and hits the guard tower. Roll a acrobatics check. 10. All right. So it hits the guard's tower, lifting off the entire roof, and it crumbles and falls. All of you guys that are down here, roll a dexterity saving throw.
Four.
21.
21. You dive out of the way. Unthina, you're out of the way. But Paleskin, you get hit by falling debris, which is 2d6 damage, so 7 hit points.
Am I close enough?
No, you're still coming from the other side. So
It's good to be holding slow.
all of a sudden you just feel the roof of the watchtower just start to shred and fall apart, and pieces are flying around you. The only choice you have is to either take the brunt of the force or jump out the window. 2 choices. That's what you got.
I'm going. How tall? Like how...
So you are up 25 feet. But if you roll a successful athletics check
Is there any snow?
in the snow, yeah.
Snow where it's nice and fluffy. It's gonna.
Not
Break
on
my
the
fall.
cobblestones. It's covered with ice.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna jump out. Wait. Can't. That thing that I saw in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Is there by any chance, like, can I go by it and
Try to
like,
grab it.
pick it up and then jump out?
Try to grab it. All right.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to do a skills test, okay? So what that means is I need 3 successful acrobatic rolls.
Whoa!
No pressure.
Four.
Okay, roll the next 2.
17.
Okay. 15. You start to lunge for the black object and you grab it in your hand, and as you start to turn and run to the window, you feel something grab your arm and start to pull you out the other side of the window. You feel the claws and the razors sink in, causing 1d4 damage, 3 hit points, and you get thrown out the other side and the black object yanked from your hand. So you take fall damage. Actually, roll an acrobatics check just to see if you can land sure-footed.
13.
13. You do. So you land, and you only take half damage, 1 hit point. So, all right, you land, and you land on your feet, and you hit, and you slip just a little bit, fall right on your butt. Boom. But you look at your arm, and you just see this claw mark going around your arm.
Do you by any chance see where that object fell to or slipped from my hand? Do I see it land somewhere with...
No. Mm-mm.
Okay.
So when you're looking around, you don't see, like, you see the smashed roof of the guard tower. You look over, you see pale skin covered underneath a couple pieces of debris. You see Unthina kind of pushing herself up from the ground and wiping the dust, and then Uther comes running around the corner there. However, you notice that your guild captain is he's just standing back there rubbing the beard on his face, just watching you guys.
Do I see where it falls since I was not in it?
Roll a perception check.
I still have my backpack, though, that I took, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Fine. All right. All you saw as you're coming running up, you just see this large black object hit the guard tower. And you can see that it just, like, it had like almost an arm, but it was jet black, and it threw Kaida out one side, and it flew off into the darkness.
Okay. And I saw them get crushed by it, or partially hit by it. I'm just gonna move over to Kaida. All right.
I'm okay.
All right.
Poor pale skin, he's just lying there.
Since you mentioned that, I will go over to Pale Skin and just
Alright.
try to...
You notice that he's lying there in the snow, and he's starting to push up a very large log that came from the roof, and roll strength check.
Oh, I'm pushing this off all by myself.
I hope so, because my strength is negative.
Oh no, 100%. Holy, yes, thank you. 15.
15, all right. So you just kind of, and just, it flaps into the snow, putting the snow on the ground just kind of up into the air, making it kind of more dense and thick for a brief moment. What do you want to do? You're kind of lying there, and Kaida walks up to you, and
Could Paleface see what swooped down on Kaida?
what you remember briefly is something black just hitting the rooftop.
Okay.
And then going off into the darkness. But you were watching it as stuff was falling on top of you, so it was a little too hard to tell.
What was that?
I don't know. It was black.
At all? You didn't see anything? It grabbed you.
It did. It had
Like, look at
these,
your arm.
has these claws that went in, but I couldn't...
Are you okay?
I'm okay. and then I'm going to attempt, be a good person, and try to help face up.
Okay.
Or
All right.
pale skin, sorry.
All right. So you just kind of, you grab and you just kind of lean back and pull a little bit, and you're like, "Ugh," and
Yeah, he's doing most of
he's
it.
doing
but,
most of the push it up,
but
right?
I'm-
Yeah.
I'm-
So.
But you look good.
So
I do.
you pull up, and like your head is like right in the middle of his chest because he's a Goliath and he's
Yeah.
huge. So like you're kind of there, and he just
More
stands
like
up.
waist, probably.
Yeah. So you lift him up, and you're like,
I am.
"Here you go, big fella."
I'm like 7'6". So.
Yes.
Jeez.
Yep. All right. Quintana?
So this flying thing disappeared. Whatever she was reaching for is somewhere. The feathers that were there, did anything come billowing out or anything?
Yes, so a lot of the black feathers have fallen down onto the ground. You notice that there's pieces of them inside the snow.
I want to pick one up and examine it.
All right, as you pick it up and you grab it, you notice that it is a raven feather. However, it's not like your typical raven feather.
It's like huge.
It's like huge, at least 3 feet long.
Would I know what this is?
Roll a history check.
While she's doing that, is there, when it did grab me,
Mm-hmm.
is there any chance that I would have seen its face, its head?
No, so
Anything.
you were so focused on grabbing the object
That I was just-
and
okay.
moving, trying to get out the window, that you weren't focused on it, and you
Okay.
didn't notice when it grabbed you. It was just a quick jerk and throw
Okay.
that you didn't realize what was happening.
Okay. And I took 3 hit points.
That's correct.
Okay.
6.
6. Okay. You definitely can tell that it is for sure a raven feather. However, to your astonishment, you've never seen a raven feather this big before. So you're for certain that it's a raven, but you're uncertain of what
Why
type.
it's that big?
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
And
I'm
our
gonna just keep
captain-
it. I'm gonna put it in my backpack.
Okay. All right. Put it inside your backpack.
Yeah.
And our captain's just standing there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think at this point, Uther's just been, after he was like, all right, he's just been staring at the captive.
Marius, to you.
Did I make it all the way up to the second floor?
Yes, you are now inside the second floor.
Okay. And then can I kind of use the mage hand ability, kind of if I can't see, to kind of feel around,
Sure. So as you approach up to the second floor, you notice there again is a single candle on the very back northeast corner of the wall. Again, you notice that this is very barren, except for you discover that there's a lot of straw and wheat that are lying on the ground. It looks like someone was sleeping here, and you don't see anything else besides you notice that there's an attic, but there's no ladder to get up to the attic.
Is the candle, is it one of those built into the wall? Or
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
So I'll just kind of go around the perimeter of the building, just kind of feeling around as I go, seeing if I notice anything else.
Roll perception check.
5, 6.
6? Okay. As you're feeling around the walls with your mage hand, kind of guiding it through, you just notice that it's very old and coarse, right? So it's made of mortar and tar and straw and stuff like that, but it's not it's definitely very archaic, right? And the building shows that it's more than centuries old. So
Okay. And then you said there is clearly a door to an attic, but there's no way to get up there.
yeah, so you are the attic ceiling is maybe 5 feet above you. You could attempt to do a vertical jump, but you could also fall. So
I don't think there's anything I can do with that. I'm guessing around this time too, I probably hear the commotion outside.
yes, so at this point in time, so everything's happening consecutively. So at this point in time, you definitely heard just a loud crash, and you heard a couple groans and screams coming from the outside.
Is there a window up there?
The window is facing towards the east completely.
Okay, and I'll go downstairs and go outside.
Okay, all right. So you go downstairs, and as you run outside, Jasper, what are you doing?
See, when I first heard the noise, I probably would have yelled up for Marius.
Okay.
Told the older gentleman, you kind of, stay here in the corner, stay safe, stay here. And I would have gone out as well to see what happened.
Okay. As you come running outside, and Marius is not too far behind you, you guys come running out to a scene where you see Kaida helping pale skin get up right from the ground. You see Uther just staring towards Davius, which is your guild captain. And you see Uthina kind of standing up, brushing snow off, and then she's standing up, she's picking up a feather that she's examining and putting into her satchel.
All right. What happened out here? Anyone?
A beast from the sky.
Start looking around.
And it's flown away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Into the night.
It's gone.
I
Okay.
would pull out the feather and be like, so could I see that the beast had these feathers?
No. Mm-mm.
Okay, so
So if you're looking at that feather, then those were the feathers that I saw
Yes,
in the watchtower.
that is correct.
Okay. These feathers were in the watchtower as well,
just like loose feathers laying around.
scattered everywhere. I found this, and I'm gonna pull out the backpack.
Okay.
And I'm gonna open it up.
You took an egg from a nest? Interesting choice.
Something else has lost my game.
I want to kind of take the egg and look at it. And,
All right. All right. Roll a nature check.
Eight. I think.
While
wait,
she's
hold
doing
on.
that,
Nature. Yeah, 8.
I'm also, that flask that also had our Raven's Guild crest on it. I'm not gonna take it out yet. I'm just gonna look at it, and I'm gonna look dead straight at our captain,
Mm-hmm.
and just kind of watch him.
Okay. Okay. All right. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so Mary is kind of, watching everyone get, pale skin, the stuff, the wood off him and all that. The whole time the guildmaster or guild leader is just staring at us, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just want to look right at him and ask him, is it customary for a leader of the guild to just stand there when his comrades are in trouble?
He just kind of grins. And he walks over and he goes, "It is customary for a teacher to teach and for the students to learn.
It's kind of
Especially when they're only 7 weeks out of training."
It's kind of hard to know what is a lesson without knowing it's a lesson.
That is the mystery of the lesson. Yes.
And I was kind of just nodding my head yes and go over to look at the egg.
As you are studying it and you're looking at the egg, you guys literally just see Uthina's jaw just drop open. What you are holding in your hand is a charcoal dragon's egg. And you're looking at it and you're just like, this shouldn't exist. There's not been a dragon seen in over 500 years, just so you guys know, for Everion.
So I'm gonna kind of take this and explain this to the rest of the group. Like, do you know what this is? And
By the
basically,
tone of voice, it sounds like you do.
this is a charcoal dragon egg, but it shouldn't be here. It doesn't make any sense.
If that means then that was a dragon protecting its nest, we best get indoors.
I fear if it is a dragon, indoors won't do us very much good.
It's better than being out here.
That's when I'm gonna go into the bag and that flask. I'm gonna kind of throw it in front of the captain's feet and just be like, "We're not the first ones here, are we?"
It hits the ground and And he looks down and goes, interesting. And he grabs up and looks at this and goes, very interesting. Calm students know that if a dragon was here looking for their egg, we'd already be dead. And plus, dragons don't produce feathers. And he's kind of looking over. Very astute of you, Kaida. We are not the first. We were led to believe we're the first. However, me and the other captains are trying to figure that out. Your primary mission is the reason why we're here, and that's what we will focus on. Leave the big things to the older people. Yes?
I'm just gonna turn around and just walk away from him.
And then I'll chime in and be like, well, in the meantime, the old man in here says there's others in the town. Let's go. And I'll turn around, I'll go up to the old man and be like, sir, where is the rest of the folk here?
You see this old guy come stumbling out, and like I said, the armor, he's just like holding up the breastplate, just trying to kind of get out, and he steps out onto the ground, and as he steps out, he looks up, he goes, Davius, is that you? And Davius looks over and goes, ah, Amos, it's been centuries, my friend.
Centuries.
He walks over, and as you notice your guild captain walks over, and you know his elven ears are very pointy, and obviously he's been around for a long time. And he puts his hand on Amos's face and goes, humans, unfortunately, time is never kind to you. What did you do with your life symbol? And Amos goes, I'm ready for euphoria. I'm ready to join my wife, and I gave my life symbol to my son, but he died, and it was stolen. Amos looks at him and turns around, looks at all of you. Be mindful of this. Amos, is Lydia here? And Amos nods and goes, she's back there in her tavern. She's with the villagers. Thank you. Students, I must attend to Amos. Please go see Lydia in the tavern. Just point it, and he points over to the second building on the west side.
On the side?
Yes. Or the west, sorry. West side, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Marius, right?
Yeah.
Marius.
Marius.
Marius. Sorry. Marius. What did the old man say to you?
He was just very frightened as I entered into the building. He didn't say very much. He just said that a creature has been coming around taking the guards and other members of the village. Something is definitely going on here. We should go over to the tavern and speak to the rest of them.
I start stomping off towards the tavern, pretty upsettedly and mumbling back. That's what our order said 3 weeks ago, to head to the tavern. As I just start stomping over to the tavern, not waiting on anyone.
As you're kind of stomping off away, and you kind of turn around with your arms kind of crossed, you guys are walking away, and you hear Amos go, kind of a cranky bunch. And he goes, you hear, as you guys are walking away, you literally hear Davius go, I often get the really grumpy ones. All right. So you guys start making your way towards the tavern. So what do you guys want to do? You guys gonna all just go straight to the tavern, or do you want to look around outside real quick? What would you like to do?
Paleskin is going to the tavern because that was his orders.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to the tavern too.
Okay.
I'm going to follow them to the tavern, but as I go, do I notice anything else with the surrounding buildings?
Roll a perception check.
I feel like you're saying that. Ooh, good one. 21.
All right, as you guys are all kind of, you three at least for sure, are in marching order, kind of walking that way. You're looking around, and you notice that there's a candle lit, a single candle lit in every single window of the home.
Just sitting there by
A
itself.
single candle inside the window, just lit. Not enough to give off like an
In
immense
every
amount-
home.
In every home. Not enough to give off an immense amount
That
of light.
wasn't there before.
Yeah.
So
Is there, approaching the tavern, do we see candles in the windows there as well?
the tavern is actually very well lit, right? You can see warm light coming through and breaking through the windows of the tavern, and you hear some faint music coming from the inside.
It sounds like they're having a celebration or something in there. Like, is it that kind of music, like cheery, or is it kind of like just,
Think
the
of
ship's going down kind
like
of music?
quiet dinner music, right? Somebody's playing the lute and the harp and that kind of stuff.
So I'll continue along with them, entering into the tavern.
Okay, all right.
I make my way towards the tavern, but I cross the center of town and peer into the well.
So you go look into the well. All right, Nathana, what do you do?
I'm kind of gobsmacked. I still have this egg that I'm like probably mumbling to myself like, oh my god, like all these whatever I know about charcoal dragons. I'm like nerd kid, like, oh my gosh. And I'm kind of looking around because if I'm trying to figure out like, was this egg whatever was here, and if I know it's not, like I'm like what the heck is going on? I'm like kind of fascinated, stuck on like whatever happened with this dragon. Is there anything else around?
Should we put the egg
Away.
away, like back in the backpack at least?
You
Kinda.
should leave it.
No,
It's not your egg.
it is now. Finders keepers.
Loser sweepers.
If I look around, I can see nothing in the sky.
You kind of just stare in and you kind of catch the attention of Davius as he's talking with Amos, and he looks over at you and he goes, Medina, I understand that your guardian taught you pure curiosity of nature, but if you stay out here much longer, you'll probably freeze to death. Take the inside and present it to Lydia. She might help you.
I'm also going to just kind of like once everybody gets kind of caught up and just kind of say that I think someone from the Ravens Guild took this egg because there was that flask in there in a backpack.
Took it from where?
Or whoever had the egg took the person from the Ravens Guild. And either way, we're freezing. I'm going in.
All right. So Jasper, you're heading towards the tavern. And Dana, what are you gonna do?
I'm following them up. I'm gonna hold on to the egg, kind of just tuck it under my cloak or whatever.
Uther, you approach up to the well and you start peering inside. Roll a perception check.
Natural 20.
Yeah, natural 20. As you
23
are
total.
peering inside, all of a sudden, out of the break of the wind, you start hearing. Coming from the north.
No, it's not in the well.
No, it's not the well.
Which way is north?
Up here, that way.
I think my head snaps up, and my hand doesn't go to my mace, but it goes to my lantern. And I'm going to slowly bring it up, even though there's no light inside.
Out of the darkness, you see these rolling, hulking masses of flesh start to approach you as if they're slithering through the snow. You see goop and disgusting flesh just leaving a trail behind as 3 rotting corpses with no bones start to crawl their way towards you.
Is it green?
It is not green. As you guys Pale Skin, you start reaching for the door handle. As you reach for the door handle, all of a sudden you hear this noise, and you just kind of turn and look, and literally just see these things start flying out on the ground. Everyone, roll initiative.
Yeah.
Here we go. Undaina, is your attack. What do you want to do?
Where am I in relation to these things?
Exactly where you're at right now.
Where am I? I'm back there. Are they? So I have somebody in my line of sight.
Yes, you do.
Okay. So I don't know all the rolls, but I'm assuming I can shoot a bow from where I'm at. To
Yes,
this
absolutely. So you have up to
thing.
120 feet for your range, and each square is 5 feet.
I'm assuming at this point they look threatening.
Oh yeah, they are barreling down on Uther.
Okay. I'm going to put a arrow in my bow and pull back and shoot for this first.
Fire.
This one closest to the.
Fire away.
What is that?
D20.
Okay. 17. Thank you, God, for rolling over. 17, 21.
All right. As you draw back the bow, you release and you hear the whistle just as the arrow shoots through the air and it hits one of the fleshes. Roll your damage.
6.
6. All right. Yeah, you see it, and the arrow sinks into the flesh and goes out the other side and sticks into a house on the other side. But it's still barreling down and
Does
rolling.
nothing.
It doesn't seem like it does anything. But,
Doesn't slow him down. Okay.
Yep. All right. Kaida.
Okay. Which one did?
I
Give
did
me
the
an
one
attack.
closest to this little pond
To the
thingy.
well.
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to attack the one that's right in front of me.
Okay.
The
All
one
right.
that's right
So
in front of me.
melee or range? You're gonna run up and hit it, or
Ranged.
okay? All right.
I'm gonna do a firebolt.
Firebolt. Whoa.
Three.
3. All right. As you cast the firebolt, the slimy, fleshy mass rolls right underneath it, and they're still all heading straight towards Uther. All right. Next up is Pale Skin.
Well, I'm going to enter my Barbarian Rage
All right.
as my bonus action, and
He's
then
already on edge.
yeah, and then I'm going to let's see, my movement is what 30.
Mm-hmm.
So each of these are 5.
5. Yes, sir. Mhm.
So I think I'm here. So 5, 10, 15, 20, and I'm gonna pull out my javelin and try to strategically throw it as hard as I can with all of my Goliath strength, and try to throw it through both my creatures here. I might be successful.
Roll Z.
Question.
19.
Was I supposed to add?
I guess
Your spell attack bonus, yes.
Yeah. Oh.
does a 19 hit?
A 19 does hit.
All right.
So, and since it wasn't a natural 20, it only hits the first one.
Oh, that's right. Excuse me. I rolled a 24.
Well, yes, but since it wasn't a natural 20,
Yeah.
it only sticks right into the first hulking mash.
Okay.
Roll your damage.
9.
9. Okay. And it sticks, and you notice that the javelin literally rips off this massive chunk top. You can just hear just as it's spreading across onto the ground in the snow, just turning the white snow into a gooey mess. And the javelin sticks in the snow with this huge chunk, but it is still barreling down. And it is now my attack. So the first one is going to come up to Uther. And it charges and it leaps into the air. And as it leaps into the air, all of a sudden you see it extended out with 2 arms and 2 legs and a face, but like almost like its skin is opening up to wrap itself around you.
Well, that's not going to be a good hug.
15
AC. That is my AC.
hits. Okay. All right. Roll a Constitution saving throw. I'm sorry, Strength saving throw. My apologies. Strength.
Strength saving throw. Okay. 4.
4. Okay. All right. all of a sudden you guys just literally see this hulking mass wrap itself around Uther, and as it's starting to wrap itself, it starts to squeeze and it's covering his face. He can't breathe as this mass of skin is just wrapping itself around you. You also lose 2 hit points. All right, the next one, now the one that you speared turns towards you, Pale Skin, and comes charging, and this time it just brings up its arms to just batter down, and it only gets a 6.
Oh, I miss.
All right, so you dodge out of the way as it hits the ground. The snow just pilfers into the air, and this final one charges at Kaida. Does the same thing, but a 23 hits. Okay. All right. 1d6 plus 2 slam damage, 8 hit points. Did you get hit? How many hit points did you have?
I had 5.
So
I'm down.
5 total.
Yeah. So I
5
had
left. She was already hit.
I had 5 left because I got
5
hit.
left. Okay. All right. Roll a Constitution saving throw. So this is a Grizzly Master homebrew rule.
Constitution. 10.
10. All right. You feel the brunt of the hit. You stagger back. Things start to go brown, but your just resistance keeps you awake. You're at -3 hit points, but you're still standing. Okay, and you're still awake. All right. All right. Next up is Jasper at 4.
Okay, the one that came over to attack Paleskin, how close is he to Paleskin?
He's literally right on top of him. So,
Okay. So I'm gonna go up. My movement should get me next to Paleskin.
This
The other guy.
the guy that's pointing.
Yeah, that guy.
it's like
So that'll put me in melee range of the one that attacked him. And I'll attack him with the rapier. 17 to hit.
You hit.
All right.
Roll your damage.
14 damage.
14 damage. All right.
Sneak attack for.
Yeah.
Describe your killing stroke.
So see, I'm gonna charge in and with the rapier, just kind of come over and right into what looks to be in between his eyes.
Okay. You all of a sudden, as you dodge out of the way, Pale Skin, it hits the ground. You just see out of the darkness, you see Jasper acrobatically flip up and really directly right in between the eyes sticks the monster, and as you're flipping over, Jasper, your sword, your rapier clips and it flips the monster into the air and throws it back about 15 feet. As you land, you look at Pale Skin and just wink.
and I look back and I give him like the nod of like of kinship. The nod
While
of
you
a
guys are over here
of a
flirting with each
comrade.
other, Uther's over here like dying.
Like a masculine, like I didn't, like I used to think
Kinda
less
just
of
like-
you, and now I think of you closer
yeah.
to my equal.
Yeah,
Not quite
right.
there, but
Just rolls her
closer.
eyes. Just
right.
Marius,
The monster is still holding on to Uther, right?
that's correct.
I'm gonna try to use my telekinetic ability to pull it away. I can pull it 5 feet.
How much weight can you pull though?
It just says a creature. I mean, it doesn't have I'm guessing.
So the only way that this would work is he would have to successfully complete a strength saving throw for you to try to attempt to pull the monster off. So what that will have to happen is roll a ranged attack and roll a strength saving throw, Uther.
Natural 20.
Ooh, okay. All right.
Just a 5 plus 5, 10.
All right. So literally, like you start to pull, and you snap your face out finally from this mass, and you're just covered in oop and goop, and you guys literally just see Uther just as he's pulling himself out, and as you notice, you recognize that, and you just telekinetic and pull it towards you.
Yeah.
All right. It comes flying towards you.
And that was a bonus action.
Yes.
So then, right after that, I'm gonna run up to it and hit it with my sword.
Roll your attack.
10.
10. You hit.
Yes.
Yeah, it doesn't have that much. It has no armor.
6 plus 5, 11.
11. Okay. As you stick it through, its floppy head flips around and turns right at you, and its mouth starts to open. It's stuck on your sword. All right. Next up is Uther.
He gets pulled off of him. He uses half of his movement to stand up if I like take him to the ground. And then I'm gonna move equidistant between them, and you see like he's still raising his lantern, like it took him down. He crawls back up and raises his lantern, and he's gonna cast Word of Radiance.
Okay.
And a light appears, and it's an AoE attack, and they both have to make con saves because it's
Okay.
30 feet.
All right. Oh, so it's a 30 feet radius. Okay.
Yep.
Didn't
is
one
that,
die?
Is that the right position?
Yeah, we have
oh,
one.
this one's gone.
One.
Yeah,
Which
this
one's
one.
gone?
This one.
That was
Okay.
mine.
Okay.
I
So
moved-
30 foot radius.
Or at least move to the side of it.
And she's still back there somewhere because that was.
Does that affect
Wow.
us too?
Untina
no.
is still in the back.
This one's more
Yeah.
I
like,
can choose who
I
to
didn't
more like
know.
that.
So it only
Tina's
affects
more
the
that way. Okay. So, all right,
Okay.
Kaida.
What am I doing?
Move Unthina on the other side.
Uthina, yeah, Uthina was on the towards,
Give me a
towards
direction.
you. Towards you.
Put that
no,
down.
That's Kaida.
That's me.
Put her down.
Pick
The,
up
the
the
orc.
one behind.
There you go.
The orc. Yep.
For
Give me
her-
directions.
Towards you.
Towards you.
Up there.
That,
Towards
good,
you.
beautiful.
Right. Works.
Love it.
All right. So Kaida,
Sweet baby.
Marius, you guys will also have to roll Constitution saving throws.
I think I can pick who.
It's an AOE, right? It's an area effect.
Each creature of my choice that I can see within range.
Oh, okay. All right. Then you guys don't. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So what is your spell DC?
13.
All right. 19 for the first one. 15 for the second. Does it do half damage? Nothing? Okay. All right. So you step out, you raise up your lantern, all of a sudden this bright light just echoes through the village, like it almost vibrates, and you see some snow and frost just fall off of some of the roofs and lands onto the ground, but no damage is caused to the monsters. All right, now we're at the top of the round. This is where I give you guys 1 minute discussion.
When our light flashed, could we see things? Anything important?
No.
Like the creatures.
Just the creatures.
Just the creatures. Okay. Quick. The one that's still in the back, was that up in melee with?
No, the one that's still in the back has always been there. He has not moved.
Okay. Cool.
And the one that
No,
I,
yes, the one that was attacking Kaida. You are correct. I'm sorry.
and the one that I
It's
It's
hit,
gonna be
Here?
right up, yeah,
I
Okay.
think
right up
that
to me.
and the one that I hit is the one that attacked Uther,
And
Yes,
which is now.
on top of Marius.
Marius and I
sword.
think can handle
Okay.
that one because
die.
yeah, we're good.
Okay.
Has the other one been hit at all?
I think everyone should focus the other one.
Okay. Has the other one?
No, the
taken
one
any
that's on
damage?
Kaida hasn't been.
Yeah, the one that we're after, I think it's probably about half health.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the other one's still full.
Okay. So, can I should be able to see where I'm at to either shoot her or
You've
come
got
up.
30 feet of movement. You
Okay.
can-
Yeah.
And
You guys ready?
Yep.
All right, here we go. Unthina, you are up.
Okay, so I'm gonna put another bow in another arrow in my bow and pull back and shoot for the one that is closest to Kaida.
Correct.
11 plus 15.
All right, you hit. Roll your damage.
6. No,
All right.
wait. Yes, 6.
6. Perfect. Okay. All right. The arrow whistles again. You kind of jump back just a little bit, just to get out of the close range distance, and you fire away. It screeches across and it hits the beast. All right, Kaida, you're up.
Okay, I am that backpack that I had. I remember seeing that healing potion.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get in there.
Okay. All right. So, do you want max amount or do you want rolled amount?
I'm gonna roll for it,
All right.
so I can still attack.
2d4 plus 2. Yeah.
That's the D4s.
4,
yeah.
5, and then
You're gone.
Plus 2.
7.
7. Yep. Good job. All right, so you stabilize yourself, and you kind of just you reach in the bag, you chuck back the potion, throw it on the ground, it shatters, And now it's your attack.
So I take that negative and I add.
So
it would give me 4, so I have 4.
So no. The negative goes away as soon as you heal. So like the negative is just a temporary hit point loss.
Oh, nice. So
Yes.
I got 7.
It's
So I'm
my
back to
way
7.
of giving you
Okay.
a heroic chance to fight because
Okay.
you guys are gonna face stuff that's way tougher than this in this game. So
Okay.
yeah.
Stay back.
Sweet. Okay, I am going to. Oh, sorry. We're gonna do it again.
Okay.
I'm gonna produce a flame.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
Roll your attack. This time add your spell DC.
You were a little shaken up before.
Your spell attack bonus. Yeah, it should be with your spells.
Oh, the +5.
Yes.
No? Okay.
Yes.
Natural
Woo!
Don't worry about that spell thing.
for a 25.
So natural 20.
You're pissed. You're taking out some damage.
Oh, I am just.
It's personal at this point.
All right.
And then
Maximum double damage. So remember for naturals, like roll crit cards, and on this you do maximum double damage. So what is your maximum damage times 2?
20.
All right. So describe your killing stroke.
Ooh, I down that potion, threw it down. I'm pissed. So I'm gonna produce my flame, and then I'm just gonna go right at it, and it's just gonna like hit them like right in the middle of the chest, and then it's just gonna like disintegrate like all that goop, and it's just.
I love it. Like you are almost like a dragon, and your breath is just like. You guys feel this immense heat. Just feel, and you guys can see Kaida just enraged. She's just staring, and she's just cooking this thing as if it's. You guys just hear it sizzling and cracking as the flesh is just cooking like bacon.
And then I'm just gonna be like, don't piss me off.
Spin on it. Yeah, there you go. All right, pale skin.
I am going to use my Grizzly Master +1 healing potion
All right.
as an action for the full max amount,
Okay.
and I'm just gonna chill because y'all got it handled with the one left.
All right. So that is 2d4 plus your Constitution modifier +1.
2d4.
No, max. So 8. What's your Constitution modifier?
Constitution +2.
So 10 plus 1 is 11. So you get
Okay.
11 hit points back.
Okay, so I'm back to full health.
All right. Copy that. All right, Jasper.
I'll run the 25 feet over there.
Okay.
Get within melee. I'll take a swing.
Swing away. All right.
14, 19 to hit.
And then you hit. Roll your damage.
18.
All right. Describe your killing stroke.
Ooh.
Let's see. I figure, the whole acrobatics thing worked so well the first time, and those two are kind of on top of. I'm gonna kind of do the same thing, lunge over top of them, and swipe at its head as I go across it.
All right. So you just kind of you parkour over the top of Marius and Uther, flipping down, and just as you come down, you literally land a single stroke that just goes right down the middle, and the mass just kind of crumbles and falters down.
And as he does that, I pull my sword out and away, just kind of swipe off, swing it to get the gunk off.
Yeah.
Stick it away.
Sweet. Congratulations, guys.
I clip my head.
All right. What do you guys want to do?
I pick up my javelin.
All right, you pick up your javelin, you retrieve your javelin.
There's no, like nothing's left of him. Like after we killed him,
Yours.
Except for mine. Mine's
yours
like
is definitely
toast.
crispy bacon,
Yeah.
right? But the other two masses are still there.
I look at my javelin and I look at what's on it, what was stuck to it, just to inspect it very closely.
Yeah.
roll a investigation, please.
Can I do the same thing that
Yes.
I would?
So do it.
Yes.
6.
Okay. Okay.
16.
All right.
6.
All right. You look at your javelin and you're like, it's flesh.
Sounds about right.
So barbarian.
All right. All right. As you're kind of picking through the embers of the one that you destroyed, you discover inside that there is a silver chain that seems to be sunken in to one of the pieces that you burnt. But you charred it so much that it's like really in there. And then Uther, what'd you get again? 16. As you're looking down, you notice there's a piece of cloth stuck inside the flesh.
Are these very clearly like undead
Yes.
creatures? Did they look humanoid? At
They
some
were
point?
humanoid, yes.
Can I take that medallion or?
You can, so do a strength check to see if you can try to pull it out.
Oh, got this.
Uther, what do you want to do? You see a piece of cloth in it.
Yeah. I think that sorry, go ahead. You have a second.
18.
Okay, all right. You pop it out and
I'm still pissed.
I think he examines like the cloth to see if there's anything
Right.
notable about it, but he's not gonna
almost simultaneously as you pop out the one medallion, you also pull out and you notice that it's an arm patch. Immediately you see the sigil of the Order of the Raven in the arm patch, and as you pop out the medallion, you immediately recognize it as the medallion that all of you are wearing. And it is of a raven.
Suddenly I feel less cool about this.
Definitely need to go talk. Definitely need to go in the tavern and talk to Lydia.
Lydia, yeah, she's the
Lydia.
owner of the tower.
So we can figure out.
Yes, you guys are all right in the vicinity of each other, so you are all aware of what's
What
taking place.
are these like flesh-colored things?
They're decaying gray, so it's dead
Okay.
flesh for sure.
But they were just sort of blobs of.
Yeah,
Okay.
there would be no identifying factors.
Other than the medallions.
Yeah,
So they looked at the two. Is there anything? Was there another one to look at? Or
there is another one that's over by
Pale skin.
pale skin, but when he looked at it, he just was like flesh,
Uninterested.
dead monster.
Doesn't look like something you'd want to eat anyway, so it's gone bad.
Such a warm welcome, our comrades.
Where's our leader guy?
He's talking to.
Okay, sorry.
He told
He's
us to bugger off.
Catching up with an old friend, apparently.
Right. Okay.
Alright.
Let's put our tavern folk back.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I would rather go inside and see more friendly locals.
Maybe our fearless leader has prepared some drinks for us while we exerted ourselves.
I wouldn't doubt it.
5 luck points, Marius.
What's that?
5 luck points. You're playing true to your character. 5 luck points.
Are these things anything that we would have seen or?
This is very foreign to you.
I'm gonna walk into the tavern.
Okay.
I'm uninterested in any of what they're
Okay.
doing. I'm just turning and walking like this was a casual day.
I'm very curious in it and kind of what the heck. I'd like
Okay.
to kind of poke one of them.
We've got some questions. to
Athena,
ask.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
rest.
I'm
She
very
secretly scoops in like a vial.
right. Like I'm kind of like as I'm walking away, like kind of kicking it or figuring out like.
I
what
want
is
to
this?
find more to play with. Follow me. I want to walk further where it's quieter in town, and then I want to use Eyes of the Grave,
Okay.
and I can sense any undead within 60 feet.
Okay. All right. So you guys notice Uther just kind of walks off on his own, and you can hear him mumbling some sort of prayer. And as the senses go out, you sense nothing.
All right, let's go to the tavern.
I look at him because I'm thinking, that's it? And I'm sort of like, for a second, like you had my interest, and I was like thinking you were really cool, and now I'm like,
I think he notices like your little scar, and he's just like, most things unseen, stronger than what's in front of you.
I'm like gasp, like, wow.
You're just amazed.
Have you
Yeah.
ever seen the line between life and death?
Well, one time when I was hunting, and I'm trying to tell you about some hunting story.
Piece of guava leaf just like falls off his face.
You're probably like, go away, shoo kid.
Oh my god, I love this character.
And while Marius is standing there too, I'm gonna look over at Kaida and be like, you know, since these are brothers of ours that have fallen, do you mind putting them at rest? And I ask you to use, you know, fireball or fire or something so we can burn what's left of the bodies.
Absolutely.
A good idea there.
Yeah.
I
so-
bury them, but I'm afraid they'll come back.
So I'll produce fireballs and then I'll just disintegrate the rest of the two.
You walk over and just kind of lay your hand on, and as you lay your hand on, the fire just exudes almost like gracefully. You're like doing almost like respectfully, as instead of in hate and rage, it's more like honoring the dead, and you slowly start to burn the flesh as it turns into embers and begins to fade away.
I think Uther like allows her to do this and like sort of stands behind and kind of uses his lantern as like a censer with some of the incense and stuff that he carries, and
Okay.
sort of mutters a prayer behind her.
5 luck points. Matthew, good job. Alright.
And what was the name of the leader again?
Davius.
Davius. I think it's time we go have another discussion with Davius. And I kind of just look at everyone and I just start walking into the tavern.
Alright. So you head into the tavern? Paleskin's already in the tavern?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm already
I was
there
already
too.
there.
Okay. Alright. So as soon as Paleskin, you open the door, and immediately you would just heat. Like you just like you just walk in and your senses are just overwhelmed and pilferated with the smell of spice and cinnamon, like someone has been baking all day long. You walk into a vast open seating area and notice that there is just all the tables are empty, but it's a warm glow inside this area. You can hear some music going on, but you don't see anybody there in the seating area. You see a front desk with a little bell sitting there, and then you guys all start to walk in behind and experience the same thing.
What are these villagers?
I'll go up and ding the bell.
As soon as you ding the bell, all of a sudden Jasper is standing there, and right in front of your face, a fairy just flies. Oh my goodness! Who are you all?
Jasper de Cressy. Who are you?
You guys are the Ravens,
Yes.
right? Yes, this is great. I am Lydia. It's very nice to meet you all. And as she's flapping and fluttering, you kind of see little sparkles kind of just flapping into the air. A long journey, yes. Some of you are more filthy than others. And she just kind of looks at Paleskin and then...
I glare.
My arm
I
is
just
still like
glare.
scratched
very
up and
gruff.
like bleeding.
She goes over and she goes, "Oh, mercy me," and she puts her hand on you, and automatically everything just closes.
Thank you.
Ah, so where is your? I could tell by the notch on your patch that you guys are all training. What? Never mind. Where is your guild captain?
That is a very good question.
He's still outside the famous catching up. They seem to be friends.
Who is your guild captain?
Davius.
Oh, that's right. He's back with the old guy.
Yeah.
Davius. Ah, I know Davius quite well.
He said he was a friend of yours.
He is. We served the Rose family in the Eternity War.
In the Eternity Wars.
Yes.
My goodness.
How old are you?
Too old for you, my love.
You never ask a lady her age.
Do we know how old Davius is? He's an elf, right?
He is an elf.
Sorry, out of character.
Out of character? Sorry. Okay. All right.
Just for like our.
Yeah, he is an elf. Mhm.
So do we know that he's like older?
You could imagine, right? So you guys are aware that he is from the Eternity War. You, like I said,
okay.
7 weeks together, you guys have trained, so that's nothing new to you.
I was saying.
I'm gonna go up to her and say, Davius wanted me to ask you about this, and I produce the egg.
Her eyes just kind of widen.
Shouldn't we do this in a more private setting?
We'll look
There's
around.
no one
And she reaches
Is there
over,
anybody-
she grabs the egg, she goes, honey, there's nothing more private than this tavern. This is amazing. This is amazing. Do you mind if I take this?
It's not ours.
No, not to keep. Just to, I need,
Can I come with you?
absolutely. It's all right. And she goes, I'm assuming you're all needing rooms? Rest?
Food and drink.
She stops and she's like, most of the villagers are here tonight, so we don't have any open rooms, but you are more than welcome to sleep in the seating area here.
And we kind of, I look around for him. I was like, where are all the villagers? There's no one here.
Roll a perception check.
$17.
You notice that back in the back, behind a plant, you see kind of a head kind of bob down underneath the plant, and you just notice brown hair just kind of bob down back underneath. And Lydia's just looking at you. Where did you find this?
It was up in the tower, I think. Kind of. Where was it?
I found it up in the watchtower in a backpack.
Wow, I haven't seen one of these in. Huh. I don't know. It's been a while.
It's from
Is-
a charcoal
Do you
dragon, isn't
know?
it?
Yes.
Do you know who the last person was in the watchtower?
There hasn't been a guard in this town in 3 days. The last one died. Amos's son. I'm the one that sent the letter. And she just kind of holds up and she's looking at the light. Just trying to kind of see through the eggshell a little bit.
Letter.
The letter to King Rose. I'm a friend of his. I was letting him know that his first dispatch, they all disappeared.
No,
they're
they're outside.
I'm sorry, what?
We met them outside.
Oh, they're back?
Well,
They were.
parts of them.
They're dead.
Unfortunately, in an undeath.
She kind of grabs the egg and just kind of holds it like, what do you mean parts?
The living,
They were no longer
they were just
living.
flesh and no bones, undead creatures.
You didn't hear the commotion going on outside?
I don't go out of the tavern.
Peek your
wise
head a
choice.
little quickly out a window. Take
No.
a look.
Insight check.
Yeah, go ahead. Based off of what you can tell, she's being very honest.
What can you tell us about the guards? Do you know what took them?
Strange rumor started about 6 weeks ago, and she flips the egg in the air and catches it. And that some sort of sound started coming from the old Crosshair Manor that's up on the ridge just to the north of here. And the villagers were telling me that dark things came in the night and started killing people, and no one knew what it was. But then when they would wake in the morning, those people that died were also missing. Like, they would see them die, and then they would run away, and then they'd come back and the bodies were gone.
How can you be
Do you think that's what happened to the guild?
So we're not the first ones here from the
No.
order.
No, I sent a second letter requesting another guild because they have been gone for 3 weeks.
Are all of the villagers in this tavern right now outside Amos?
Besides the stupid ones.
Stupid one.
That tracks.
The ones that think that nothing will harm them. Our village prior to the strange happenings, have had over 300 people. Now we're down to 50. 40 of them are here in this tavern. 10 of them are in their houses. 5 we haven't heard from in a few days, so I'm assuming that they're probably dead.
Any reason why there's a candle lit in every window?
You're not familiar with Ravensburg, are you, Lev?
No. First time here myself.
The candle that's lit is for your Likos. This is where Likos died during the wars. The guild that you were named after?
I can't believe you didn't know that.
Did you?
Of course. Matthew didn't, but I did.
I'm just gonna look at it.
I probably read that in the notes, but it's been a crazy 3 weeks.
While they're talking, I kind of just slowly making my way over toward the plant where I saw the little pop in and out.
All right. So you creep about 5 feet away, and just slowly stepping back. Okay. What are you gonna do?
I'm wondering what she's doing with the egg, and probably I'm
Yeah.
very nervous.
You see her
that
just
she's
as she
tossing
starts
it.
spinning it on her finger.
I'm gonna
It's
try
very
to.
well balanced.
I would like to reach up and try to grab it back.
I won't drop it. And she hands it back to you.
What do you? Why are you being so careless with this? What if there's something in there?
There it is. There's a yolk.
I take it back and I'm looking at it and I'm going, do you think it's alive? Is it real? Is it gonna
it's
hatch?
a real egg for sure. It would make a mighty fine meal.
So,
It's a damage joke now.
Shaken and stirred.
The egg might cause us more troubles in the future. It might not be worth it to keep.
you find a dragon egg. Dragons haven't been seen in centuries.
Right.
And you want to throw it away.
No, I just remember the destruction
I'm
that would
not
cause when
saying
you're around.
more dragons would be better.
Why don't you seem surprised by this? There hasn't been a dragon around for ages.
Oh, I'm surprised, but I've been around for millennia. I just hide my emotions better.
Have you... Never mind.
Have you seen any more of these?
Not in a few centuries.
What about dragons?
The dragons were banned ever since the Ancient One put them through extinction or put them in shale.
Well, something out there attacked us.
What do you mean? The flesh monsters?
No, before that, at the guard tower.
What do you know of a big flying bird like thing?
And I produced the
It was-
feather. What about this?
It was
You immediately
making-
see her expression change from like a stoic to a very concerned. She goes, I have that.
It was camping. It looks like possibly in your watchtower.
Where did you find this? You move 5 feet back. Where did you find this?
It was up in the tower. Kind of found it like in a nest or something.
She smells it. Strange.
And I chime in, is this the monster everyone's been speaking of here?
The
No.
Dark One.
It's a raven feather, I know that, but why is it so big?
That I don't know. I have my guesses, but a little more research and we might know. But I won't have an answer for you tonight. And I don't want to fill initiates' heads with potential stories of things that may or may not exist anymore. Interesting.
Well,
May I keep this? And I promise I will take great care.
Sure.
Okay. I will return it to you once I'm done.
Thanks.
I promise.
There's a whole bunch more outside.
I only need the one. Thank you. So, food? Rest?
Yes, definitely.
The grumpy one needs eat triple plates? Maybe?
Do you have any without any seasoning? It smells very spicy in here.
Oh, that's just my. I love. That is just making everyone calm. And she spins around, and you just kind of see glitter and stuff, and then the scent just pilfers your nose again.
How old is Uther?
He's 61.
Okay.
And you see Athena fly back. She goes, "Have a seat." And there's like a table there. You guys want to sit? What do you want to do? You move another 5 feet back. You're about 10 feet away now.
I don't think there's any point in rejecting a meal. We might as well eat up, sleep.
I just turn and walk and just sit at the table, somewhat annoyed, somewhat just with the whole situation. But I'll never refuse a free meal, even though it's a little hot in here. But
And as I walk, I grab, if there's like a goblet sitting nearby, I grab it and I look for like a pitcher of wine or something. I just use my mage hand just to grab it and follow me over to the table.
So you don't see any wine pitchers or anything, but you do see multiple brass goblets sitting at the table where you guys are sitting. So you sit down, you just kind of clump down and kind of put your feet up on the table. You know, you're just kind of like, what are you doing, Uther?
I just want to peer out the window on my way to the table.
All right.
So we're back where we
As you're looking out through the windows that are on the eastern side, you notice, you literally just see snow just continuing to fall, and the wind and the breeze just going back and forth.
Maybe he'll get stuck out there.
He says to no one. Sit at the table.
Love it. All right. Kaya?
I'm gonna sit down at a table, but I'm going to sit down to where I can watch Jasper.
All right.
Just kind of like making sure, you know, if something happens, then like I'm on the ready.
All right.
I'll sit down, preferably at a seat, if there's one available facing the door, so I
Okay.
can kind of watch.
I know what you're doing.
What's on the table?
Just brass chalices.
No food?
Not yet. No.
I'm gonna grab a chalice if there's something in it.
It's empty at the moment.
Oh, I pick it up as I'm gonna drink it and be like, I'm starving. Come on.
All right. Within 5 minutes, all of a sudden, you just see Lydia come flying out very quickly, and the table just gets lined with a massive amount of food. There's ham, there's deer, there's venison, there's turkey, there's yams, there's corn, there's bread, and then she snaps her fingers, and all of the goblets fill up.
I'm holding mine and going, okay. Chug
just
that down.
immediately dig in with no regards. Just,
Yep.
yep.
I reach over, probably take a turkey leg.
Yep.
All right.
No concern with what's happening.
You back up, and as you get back up, you're kind of catty-cornered. The plant's right next to you on the right, and you literally just see a brown tuft of hair coming from a very small head. That's what you can see out of your peripheral.
Okay. I'm just kind of quietly just, you okay, new kid?
And then Lydia goes, "Oh my!" And this little girl comes running out and runs behind Lydia, and she's standing. She's maybe 4'2", and she's just standing there, and she's wearing this long nightgown. Her feet are dirty, and her hair is just wild and crazy. She's just standing there, and she's hiding behind Lydia. And Lydia goes, "Oh my! Marissa, little girl. Sorry, all. Marissa kind of lives here. Well, lives here everywhere in Ravensburg. She is, kind of the village child. Her parents were killed 2 moons ago.
It's honorable.
So, Marissa, come out, love, and introduce yourself." She comes over and she's biting on her nail. She goes, "You scared me."
I'll kind of squat down and be kind of level with her. Like, I didn't mean to scare you. I'll kind of take her hands. Don't chew on your fingers. That's not good for you.
She's kind of wide-eyed looking at you and just puts her hand down slowly.
What race is she?
She's human.
Okay.
Yeah. And just, we wanted to make sure you were okay and make sure you're taken care of.
Lydia feeds me lots of chocolate.
Chocolate's good.
And you hear Lydia go, and I keep you clean too. Were you outside again? And like she's pointing at her feet and like kind of just has a towel trying to clean them off.
Just tell her it's, it's dangerous outside at night. You need to stay here with Lydia. Stay inside with her. She'll keep you safe.
I'm not afraid of monsters, and she pulls out a stick. It's like maybe this long. She's like, I'll stab him. Stab him.
I'm gonna kind of walk over with my chalice and causing trouble again, Jasper.
Of course. Always.
And while I'm sitting there, she mentioned something about the manor up on the mountain or something. What was that earlier?
Man.
Yeah,
I wrote it down for you on Crosshair Manor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
it's up on the ridge.
Right. And I finished the bite eat and not really looking at the ferry, but I ask, what else can you tell us about the manor up on the ridge?
It was built about the same time this village was made, about 800 years ago, by the Crosshairs. They used to be the owners of this area, but their family line died off, natural causes, and it's sealed off on its own like a magic cantrip, and no one's been able to break the charm to get in quite a long time.
How long has it been vacant?
Let me jog my memory. And she starts kind of going in, and she puts her hand on her head. She's about 300 years.
And was there any tales of rumors or about the manor in the last 300 years?
No, not until 6 weeks ago.
And I just kind of just nod my head and I just get back to the chicken, the turkey leg or whatever I was munching on.
The chunk of meat.
So you've been alive for millennia. But how long has it been since you've been outside?
Well, I was told to maintain and report back to Wintermist about everything, so 100 generation of kings?
All right.
Well, now that Lydia's cleaning up the little cow, I'll go over to the table and just kind of, see how everyone's digging in with no, just reckless abandon and just kind of greetings. Sit down and more, daintily, not daintily, but
Watch out.
I'm not digging in like I haven't eaten in 3 weeks.
Yeah, you're eating,
Gentlemanly,
Yes,
eating properly.
regally of an elf.
And
of
I
a
would
half
say who was sitting at the table, just like over the past 7 weeks that you've spent with Kaida, you notice about her that she doesn't really eat much or drink. She just kind of maybe takes little small bites just to kind of blend in, but doesn't really have much.
And this is
food or
normal
drink.
behavior. This is normal behavior.
Mhm.
Be careful, there's a lot of flavor in this.
There should be.
And I just kind of just look over at Ether and just kind of like, oh man, I just wonder what you were like when you were younger.
Probably the same.
I have a feeling.
I've cleaned off my turkey leg and I'm over with the little girl and I'm kind of sparring with her and talking to her. And
Okay.
does she have anything? Is there anything that she
What do you want to
says?
ask her?
So where do you live?
I sleep here. I sleep in the very back room.
Let's see. Lydia said that we know her parents died, right?
Yeah.
Okay. How old are you?
I'm 11.
Sorry about your parents.
It's okay. She puts her head down. Everyone's sorry for their parents.
you seen anything weird going on around here?
And she points to Lydia. Yeah, she's weird.
Anything scary? Any monsters?
And she pulls out her stick again. I'm not afraid of monsters.
I bet you're not.
Stop. And kind of spins her sword, or little makeshift sword around.
Oh my goodness, she's too cute.
What time would you roughly say it was?
Right now it's 9 p.m.
No, in game.
9 p.m.
Oh no. Okay. I mean, it was also a little after 9. It's been a long week. I'm sorry.
It's alright.
Past your bedtime, huh?
Past your bedtime. Who said that?
And just for record, that was out of game comment.
If it wasn't, that would have been gold.
At this point, I'm kind of just take my goblet, and I only drank about half of it. I'm gonna go sit over. Is there a fire going? I'm gonna sit next to it and just kind of just sip on it and just sit there.
Okay. All right. So as you sit by the fireplace, you're sipping, and you notice that above the fireplace there's many portraits of the village, and you see Lydia at different, looks like phases as the village has grown and ascended and descended.
Do I notice any about the manor up on the ridge?
No, there's no pictures of the manor.
Do I notice anything else about the pictures over time, like anything peculiar?
No, nothing out of the ordinary. Just that literally there's like a lot of pictures, and each of his Lydia as the village has changed.
Every 20 years or something like that.
Yeah.
So I finished eating, and when I asked Lydia if we can talk to any of the villagers that are here sleeping, and ask them questions about what's going on here.
Absolutely. I know that Mayor Ferris would like to speak to you in the morning. He's here too.
All right.
Are we waiting to the morning?
But we're here now. Where can the mayor come down and speak with us now?
He doesn't like to be disturbed when he's sleeping.
What do you say, dead?
Is there anyone awake who's willing to talk to us?
I think it might be best to wait until morning. Just because the villagers are a little jumpy right now.
Where do you want us to sleep?
The thing is, all that's left is the women, the children, and the old men.
And the young men?
Are the ones who've disappeared.
Because you keep sticking them in the guard tower? Or because...
I've heard various rumors. There was a hunting party that went into the woods. They went to the old caverns where Snowblight was buried and laid to rest. Another hunting party went and tried to enter into Crosshair Manor, and they never returned. Many parties went out. No one came back. Except for Amos.
Amos went with the group.
Amos went to find his son. And he found his son. That's why he wears his armor.
Where did he find his son at?
Towards Snowblight.
So it's less of a creature that targets young men and more of just the young men chose to be going outside type of thing.
I wouldn't say that because no one of the young age or women older have been taken at all.
Okay.
At all.
So they've been taken even in the town, not just outside.
Well,
And it's only the younger men.
Yes.
Y'all better watch out. You'll be fine.
well, I'm gonna grab myself a corner and get some sleep. I got a feeling tomorrow is a long day.
Alright. So you head over to the corner and go to sleep? Mary, so you literally just plop down and just put your head back and you're just...
Yeah, in my armor and everything,
You're
no
just-
blanket, just
You're just out.
Now that we got some elves, does anyone else not sleep in this? Any of these races?
Kaida doesn't sleep.
Okay. Then I'm not worried about who's keeping watch, and I just plop down, find a cozy corner. I'm just gonna.
I'll keep watch.
Alright.
And
Alright.
I'm just gonna find just like a chair, just kind of a little cocked like to the window. That way I can look outside the window, but I can also look inside the tavern and just.
Alright. As you kind of sit down and you notice that all of a sudden you see Davius pass by the window. And he opens the door to the inn and kind of walks in and just kind of brushes the snow off and goes, "Ah, Lydia, it is nice to be in your tavern again." And Lydia flies up and she goes, "Davius!" And she just gives him a hug and he hugs her back and he goes, "It's been a while, it's been a while. As my initiates behave themselves here." And he just looks at all of you. "Stern looks. I love it. Okay. Come sit down. Someone wake Marius up and have him come sit over here, please."
Come over and
I get up and kind of takes me a second to wake myself up, and then I look over and I get kind of look at Davius like upset.
I never
with
fell
this.
asleep as soon as I see Davius come in the door. I'm popping up and add attention over with the group.
Alright. Please, all of you sit.
And I come over and sit down.
After speaking with Amos and asking him about what has happened in the village, it appears that something is reviving the dead. I can tell by the mangled body parts outside you've experienced this already, yes?
And I'll kind of interrupt and be like, you mean the body parts of the other group that was sent here, the other Ravens Guild?
Yes, very astute. I deduced this already, based off of this. And he brings out something and he throws it onto the table. And as it hits the table, you see it's a silver dagger with an end of a raven.
So you knew.
Did I know? Not until after I spoke to Amos. And not until I found this buried into the snow, underneath one of the stones of the well.
But you knew a group came here with
I was not aware of a group came here until after I received a letter from Carissa, who's one of the guild captains. She alerted us that other guilds had been sent prior to my initiates being sent out. I understand that honor is a big thing for you. Understand, honor is given where it is due.
Yeah, I just think that the extra information would have been necessary. That there
Your
could have been-
family is a military family, yes?
Yes, we're also aware of the.
Does your father share every little secret with you, or your soldiers in your family's army?
It depends on the mission. If it's need to know.
Then this should suffice. I did not share information until I was fully aware of what was sent out. Because what Carissa said was that there was simply one guild was sent ahead of her guild. I had my suspicions, but until I could verify them, there was no point in sharing information. Yes?
And he just nods his head. That's good enough.
You students will grow to hate me during training, I promise you. But you will also learn to respect me when it's all said and done, when your training saves your lives. But nevertheless, no more chat about this. Tomorrow morning, we will leave and head into the forest. Our first clue lies there. I will send you guys out first, as I have things to attend to with the mayor. You leave it?
Snowblade, is that where you're sending us?
Snowblight, my friend.
Sorry, I couldn't hear.
I will send you to this area. Simply investigate and report back your findings. Do not engage with any enemy. Understood?
We'll make sure to let them know.
The wise crackings of an old man. I'm older than you. Nonetheless, tomorrow morning, yes? I'll wake you up. Lydia, give them the old guild rooms. And he stands up and he walks out. Lydia smiles and goes, follow me.
As we follow, unless someone wants to do something, I'll be like,
So Lydia,
Yes.
no love lost between you and Davius.
Davius is a very proud but brave man. His elven raising, or celestial raising, more like it, taught him to keep emotions hidden. But I can promise you, if he didn't like you, you wouldn't be here. Give the old chap a chance. So she kind of guides you guys down this long, winding hallway. And you get down to the end, and as you open up, you come into this 25 by 30 foot room. There are multiple beds in there, and there's multiple adventuring packs on each of the bed. Immediately, you're all overwhelmed with a somber moment because you see the Raven sigil on each of the cloaks that are hung over the tip of that, over the posts of the bed. What do you guys want to do?
So there's like backpacks and everything, like just. I'm gonna be that person. I'm gonna go through the backpacks.
Okay.
Don't do that.
But not. I'm saying that like as a me, not as my character.
I mean, is this like personal belongings or is it just like basic kit for people?
There's adventure stuff, but there's definitely personal belongings and
I
belongings.
won't take any personal belongings. Just stuff that's gonna like benefit us.
And you can tell by
Health potions, like
the
stuff like that.
4 notches that are in the Raven's wing on their patches that they're 4th generation.
Oh wow.
So they've been around for a while.
So they're like not initiates
No.
like we are.
Very skilled.
chooses a bed, whatever one, and then whatever pack is on it, he just takes up and he just sets it to the side.
Okay.
Doesn't touch it.
Okay.
Just stops his armor and gets ready.
And I'll just make a comment thinking out loud, like, I found it very peculiar that all this stuff is just left here, like this. And just kind of like thinking out loud.
Okay. Alright.
They probably thought they were coming back.
Are there any empty beds without any gear on them?
Let's hope they don't come back.
Maybe they already did. I'm gonna do the same as Uther. Pick one up, put it on the side.
Okay.
I'll do the same.
Yeah.
Alright. So what do you do?
I go to an open bed and I pick up the sack that's on the bed and I open it up and I find the personal items and I kind of reverently lay them on the table next to it and then take the contents of the sack and put it in my adventure pack.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Alright.
Samesies.
Okay. Alright. So as you're kind of flipping through, the first thing is you find a set of prayer beads, and you set them down. You pull out a fragrance incense burner, and you set it down. Then you pull out a journal. You set it down. You read it. What do you do?
Oh, I open it.
All right.
I'm gonna read it.
As you flip it open, you can see that whoever this person was a very frivolous note taker, constantly writing in this. Pages were covered with sentences over and over again. And you get to the last page, you just flip to the back just to see where the last journal entry was. And it was 3 weeks ago. And it happened in Octavius the 1st. So you notice that it was definitely 3 weeks ago, and you're reading through it, and this journal entry simply says, "Tomorrow we head to Snowblight. For the first time in a long time, there's a chance that the curses of old can be returning. Do not know how this is possible, but our captain assures us that we'll be safe and we'll use our training. However, my visions as of late have revealed something dark, something deadly is coming. Over and over again, I have seen myself be lit on fire. Over and over again, I have seen myself crumble into ash. I fear that tomorrow is our end. I fear that I won't return home to Justina or my little girl, Avila. But I pray that if I do die, that what I have will be taken back to them in Winter Mist, so they have something to remember me by. My love, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I couldn't come home. But I pray the blessings of the Ancient One upon you. Tomorrow could be the end. And that's how the journal ends.
I close the journal, emotionless, don't say anything. I just place it back next to the other personal items. Is Davius with us?
No, he went into another room.
Okay. And I just keep the information to myself and I save it to share with Davius.
Okay. Okay.
And I'll go through just very briefly, kind of like just peek in the bags. I don't want to, go through some things because of respect and all that. But do I notice anything that's right?
Do a fair roll with D8.
Three.
Okay. All right. You start to open up the satchel. And as soon as you open up, you look in. And you notice that there are multiple vials. It's like a carrying case of vials for holy water. You pull one open and it's the exact same design as the one that Kaida found. But you notice that 3 are missing. You also see in there a drawn mysterious paper of a circle with a line through it. But you notice that it's drawn in blood.
Okay. And I'll just kind of fold up that paper, set it in my pack, just to hold it for now, and then I'll grab the vial as well.
So there's
All
12 in there.
Well, I'll pull them all out.
Okay.
And he said that it's all holy water.
Mm-hmm.
I'll look at everyone else, be like, there's 12 of these vials in here. It might not be a bad idea if we split them up between us. We don't know what we might run into.
This has me curious, so now I'm looking and kind of following their lead. Wasn't planning to, but going like.
Roll a D8. Diamond.
Nat 1. I didn't see Jack.
All
Can
right.
barely get the bag open.
You kind of lift back up your satchel and you set it down, and you open up. And the first thing you pull out is a whip.
Ooh.
You kind of look at it and set it down to the side. And the next thing you pull out is shackles and chains. You set it down.
Hey-o.
and then to your amazement, you're like, ooh, and you reach inside and you find 12 sticks of dynamite.
Nice.
That's a thing.
That could be fun. Put it over in my bag.
All right. But there's no personal belongings whatsoever in this bag.
Do I get to roll?
So
Since
gun-
I-
so
since I was given the
gunpowder-
same,
Mhm.
like,
So gunpowder exists in Everon.
It does.
8.
8? Okay. All right. As you start opening the satchel, immediately this fragrances and scents of lavender and roses start to come through the air as you're washing, or as you're opening this up. You see rose petals line the top, and you see a small statue sitting on top as if somebody had laid a blessing on this bag. What do you want to do?
I'm just gonna close it
Okay.
and just put it. I'm not gonna mess with it.
Okay. All right. Jasper, with you, what are you guys doing? You just gonna go to sleep? You just gonna...
I and the other people as they do all these things, but I just go to bed.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, gonna respect their stuff.
Okay. All right. So you're going to bed. Uther's going to bed. Going to bed. Going to bed.
I'm studying the egg.
You're studying the egg. All right. So you kind of sit up, crisscross applesauce on the bed, and put the egg down kind of in your lap, and you're just kind of looking at it and kind of rubbing it and touching it. So roll a nature check for me.
I'm on the bed, just kind of like next to her. I'm just kind of sitting down and I'm just like watching her.
12.
12. As you're looking across the egg, you notice that there is a very hairline crack at the top. Very faint. You wouldn't have noticed it without the study that you're doing on it. So your recollection when it comes to this egg is you remember that the charcoal dragons were dragons that were used by the Death King from the stories that you were told. And that they should have all been defeated and put to extinction at the end of the Eternities War.
So, can I, if I light like a candle or if I take it to a candle, what can I see? Can I see anything through the egg?
Mm-hmm. So as you walk over to the candle and you're peering through, you're kind of holding, you see a small little paw. And as you're staring at it, you're looking closer. The paw you can see has 4 long claws on it. Small, but long. You can see a tail wrapped around on the one side. As you get closer, the paw moves.
How much do I know about when this might hatch or how long dragon eggs take to hatch or anything?
You won't have any recollection of that. Based off of your studies from nature, you know that typically gestation for normal sized eggs is anywhere between 6 to 12 weeks. With a dragon, you're
Who
unsure.
knows?
Mm-hmm.
So I look over at Kaida because I know she's watching me and I'm like, there's something in here and it's moving. A dragon and we let it hatch. We know what that's gonna do.
But we haven't seen an egg or a dragon in a really long time.
I wonder if you could train it.
I think we should keep it for the time being.
Dibs.
So, what are you gonna do now?
I'm gonna kind of set it on a stand next to me. Blow out my candle, whatever's there. All over.
Okay. All right. So you blow out the candlelight and you fade into sleep. Everyone except for Kaida, roll a Constitution saving throw.
Okay, so 6.
6. 11, 12. Okay. All right. So all of a sudden, everybody in the room is woken up by Uther and Paleskin screaming at the top of their lungs, like just. There we go. Perfect. All right, you guys jump out of bed and you literally just, your mind was consumed by a nightmare of you being lit on fire and your skin turning to ash, revealing bone as the flesh melts away and the muscle and tendons start to peel back to revealing nothing but bone as you're looking at your skeletal hands and it crumbles and you both wake up at the same time, waking everybody else up.
I'm gonna just run to Serpent's side. Are y'all sleeping right next to each other, or?
He is in the bed that's in the northeastern corner, and he is in the bed that's on the west wall.
Who am I close
So-
to?
You're kind of in the middle.
Kind of in the middle. I'm just gonna run to Uther.
Okay. All right, you go to Uther. All right, Uther's standing there just he's sweating profusely, Like he's just in shock. Like
I'm just gonna be like, what's wrong?
It like pans to his face, and then there's just like this shot. It just shows his eyes, just like staring at the distance, and then there's just a shot of a clearing, just full of ash, surrounded by pines, and then it cuts back to his eyes, and he shrugs off your hand. I'm fine. Everything is not on fire.
And after he says that, I notice her going over to him. I'll go up to Pale Skin. What happened? What's going on?
The hell, man? I had a nightmare. And I died. What the strange part is, I go over to the nightstand and I pull out this journal and I say, it's the same exact dream that the previous Raven's Order wrote about in this journal the last day they were here. And I hand the journal out to Marius and give him a look.
And I start looking at it, verifying what he says, and just look at everybody else like, it's telling the truth.
Is it the same dream that Boozer had?
Did you see the same thing?
I did. It's a sign.
What do you mean ash? I kind of want them to explain it a little bit. What
Were you
happened?
engulfed in flame?
And melted alive.
It kind of just kind of like steps back and it's just not really saying.
Um,
Kind of look like blood's drained out of her a little bit.
mm.
I think Davius needs to know about this.
Yeah.
Did y'all have any similar dreams?
I didn't have any.
How late into the night is it?
It is 7 in the morning.
I'll look at Jasper and be like, let's go look for Davius. We need some answers like that. Or at least
He
let
needs
him
to know
know.
about this, yes.
I'm gonna go with them.
Alright. So as soon as you guys open the door, Lydia's flying down the hall with coffee. And she stops and goes, everything okay, loves?
No.
Where is Davius?
We need to see him.
Davies is in his room. It's kind of weird that he's... Figured he was just tired from the journey. He's probably still sleeping.
Go wake him.
Okay.
And then we're gonna,
I'm just gonna go ahead and take that.
then I'm just gonna make my way up to like the main like
Okay.
tavern area.
As you walk into that room, it is packed with people. Just tons of villagers all sitting there. They're all eating breakfast. Like, the room is vibrant and full. But as you're looking at across at all the faces, you can see that they're vacant and empty. As if hope itself had literally been pulled out of them. It's nothing but women and children and old elderly people.
I'm just gonna stare at them and just kind of have a moment where I too have felt defeated, lost.
As you're staring across, you see most of the faces haven't stared at you, but some of them look immediately at you with disdain, and they look away. And they get a couple of the women get their children to not look at you, and they sit down, and a couple of them start to whisper and talk to each other.
And I walk past her and slap her on the back and say, don't worry, you get used to it. And I walk through the room just confidently strutting, but just watching everyone's eyes on me. And what do I see? What do their eyes tell me?
Most of them are just more in awe because you're huge. Like you're just this hulking thing that's walking through the room, right? And they're just most of them in awe, but one particular woman is still just staring at her in disgust.
There's a moment where, just seeing that, just kind of made me feel, just defeated and, scared. And then as soon as, pale face, just kind of like, you can just see, like, I'm just back to, like, you know, being who I need to be. And I just go and follow him.
Alright, you put your head up and you just kind of walk through. Alright, what do you guys, where are you two going? What is the direction that you guys are heading in? Like inside?
Breakfast.
You sit down, right? You just sit
That's the direction.
Is there a table that's empty?
Yes, there's one all the way in the back.
Okay, we'll go to that one. I'll
Okay.
go to that one.
Alright.
And I'll just sit
Alright.
down.
I think we're waiting for Davos.
We were going to, was it Davos?
Davius.
Davius's room to get in.
Okay. Alright. You guys walk down farther past the doorway that you guys were at. And you reach a small staircase. Then you walk up to it. As you walk up to it, you see Lydia just stand fluttering inside the doorway with her arms down. She's just looking into the room, not saying a word.
And Lydia, what is it?
We're in trouble.
And right after she says that, I just walk in.
As soon as you walk into the room, you see Davius's bed is saturated in blood. You see his clothes are ripped apart all across the room. But there's no sign of any body, just blood and torn clothes.
Do I see any scrapes on the walls? Any evidence of a intruder or
None.
just like knots, basically?
Yep.
Just look at Jasper and can he see it? Is he in the doorway yet?
Yes.
I just kind of look at him and be like,
What the hell happened here?
we have a problem. And I start walking back to get everybody else.
And I'll stay with Lydia for a moment and ask her, you didn't hear anything? Nothing happened? You've stayed in here this long, it must have been safe. What could have gotten in here?
As you start speaking to Lydia, a single gold tear trickles down her face. This shouldn't have happened. Someone got past my charm. Evil cannot enter this place.
And as I walk into the dining room, I just very loudly, not yell, but like looking in the direction of everybody else sitting down, be like, Davos is dead.
And the entire crowd, everybody just looks at you like, what? And all of a sudden they start whispering to each other, and you can start hearing panic in the villagers' voices and stuff like that.
And
The Raven leader is dead! And then like all start panicking and start talking amongst each other.
And I jump up and
Yeah.
take command of the room, and I say, all right, guys, I guess I'm in charge now.
Are you trying to intimidate or persuade?
Persuade.
Roll persuasion check.
Nah, I'm on the thing. I don't know.
Reroll it. That's good. You're good.
16, minus 1, 15.
All right, so you just stand up and you're just like, hey! And everybody just kind of stops and turns and looks at you. And what do you say to them?
I'm more so talking to my team, my companions, to essentially assert to them that I'm in charge now, and what we're gonna do is start interviewing.
Right in the middle of him explaining what he's happening, I just got up and I grab his arm and I just kind of like pull him away from, or try to like pull him away from the crowd to go upstairs or go to Davius's room. To
Okay.
check him out.
All right. So you go.
Yeah, do you go?
So I kind of has my respect already, so I just don't fight her, and I don't shout anymore, and I understand that this must be more serious than I realize, and go with her.
You see some of the people kind of start exiting out of the inn, and they're definitely looking panicked.
I kind of like lower my gaze and kind of realize the mistake that I made by like jumping to attention and causing a disruption, and I'm kind of a little like solemn and sulking a little bit and following, like being led by a tiefling up the stairs.
I just kind of, I kind of see him like with his head falling, and I just kind of take my shoulder and just kind of like,
his hip.
yeah, just kind of like cheer up, Buttercup.
You said the villagers are starting to head outside.
Yeah, a lot of them are starting to exit and head outside.
Has Lydia come back towards us yet?
She's still upstairs at the room.
Here's us with Jasper.
I was still up there. I didn't go
Oh,
down.
down there. Who's down there with me?
I kind of am seeing this as like they're heading up the stairs, maybe
Yeah,
going
we're-
back up to meet Lydia.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
coming
we're
down
like-
the hall, Lydia, and
We
Uther
could
comes
like
out.
cross paths. Like you're
Yeah.
going down, we're going up.
Uther-
Like after you.
Yeah, said that. So then I'm just looking at whoever is near it, being like, we gotta either get these people to safety or secure this place for them. This is obviously not safe for them, and they need to be aware of the danger they are in.
Are we all together?
Well, no, you guys are everyone's kind of split up.
Uther,
You guys are like walking past me. You said.
Yeah.
Athena, where are you? Are
It
you?
would have helped if you wouldn't have.
Wherever everybody
Said
else is,
that out loud.
I can see what's going on, but I'm kind of at the back of it.
There's too
Of
many
all of
people
them.
at
Just
this village
observing.
for us.
Just
for
observing,
six of us to
kind
move.
of withdrawn a little
There's
There's
bit.
no
like
way.
what, 50?
Yeah, there's no way for us to
Jasper's
keep this
upstairs.
number of people safe.
No.
I'm
on
really
the
curious
road.
what Uther's about to do.
But something got in here that killed us, so whatever charms is not protecting them anymore. Every single one of them. is
Jasper,
poisoned.
as you're standing there, and Lydia is she's still floating. You notice that her golden ray has turned to a dark, deep purple, and she's definitely very sorrowful.
I wanted, when she said something about, her charms and evil can't get in here, I want to ask her a little bit more about that. Like, what exactly could have gotten in here? What type of protection was here?
She pulls forward her tunic and pulls out a necklace. And now in the center of the necklace is a small oval stone. And the stone is very opaque, but has flecks of, it looks like faint blood color inside of them. Jasper, do you know what this is?
Do I?
Roll a history check, see if you learn this.
18.
So you know that's Malachi necklace. So she looks, she goes, this is Malachi necklace. This is dried angel blood. Nothing can break the charm from this, except for a fell. And that is impossible, for they are no longer in this world.
Am I nearby when she said?
You're down the stairs. And she looks at you and she goes, the only other thing that could have happened is a death ward. But the death magic was taken with the Death King.
So with the dragons, but we have a dragon egg. Something's coming loose.
The dragon egg is not a full-blooded dragon. And she's just looking at this. Tell no one I have this, please. And she puts it back into her tunic.
We in our rooms last night, one of my team members found the journals of the previous teams over here, and the premonitions and the things that they wrote about in their journals. 2 of our team dreamed about this morning. Said something about old curses and old things coming back. You've been here a long time. What happens out there in this area that we were supposed to go look at? What are the stories?
The Snowblight. The Snowblight Coven. It was a coven of conjoined systems. Witches.
Oh, it was his reaction to it.
Witches. They worked with the Death King. But Likos slaughtered them and put their heads and separated their bodies and their arms, and buried them deep within a cave 5 miles to the east of here. But again, nothing could have brought them back. Unless it was death magic, but death magic, I would have sensed it. And she snaps her finger and she grows into a full-sized humanoid, still fairy tale. And she holds out her hand, and you see her just guide her hand down. And as she slowly guides her hand down, you see scarring start to appear in wounds on her hand. And you see it's almost like a necrosis scarring. And she goes, I was touched by death magic in the war. Davius saved my life. Oh, my love. Then she put her hand up to her mouth, and then she grows back into the fairy size. I must see the king. Stay here until I find out your new orders. And she snaps her fingers, and a portal opens, and she just goes through.
Are we still making our way up?
Yeah, you guys, as soon as you guys walk up, right as she goes through that portal, it just, and you see Jasper, and he just has this very somber look on his face.
Did she say anything?
She said to sit tight. She's going for the king. She'll be back.
I'm gonna enter in the room. And I'm just gonna take a look around. Is there anything? Well, I guess we already asked that question, didn't we? If there was any sign of
Yeah, it was nothing. Well,
break-in or
Mary's and I didn't see anything, but we're not.
Well, right.
is there anything interesting that would have catch my eye inside the room that would be
Roll an
odd?
investigation check.
Natural 20.
Nice. Pass that down to her.
Yeah, we needed that one.
So, as you start looking through, you guys see her, and she's leaning ever closer to the pool of blood that is sitting on the bed, and she just dips her finger in and pulls out, and immediately this long silver chain dripping blood comes out, and then a raven pendant appears, and you find Davius's raven pendant. So, because on the back of it has the sigils of the teacher.
And you said that there's clothes that have been shredded, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to talking to everybody, or everybody who's in.
Everybody's there now.
Yeah, more upstairs at this point.
I was gonna say, I never left the room in the morning. I stayed.
So you're still down there. Okay, so you have no clue.
Bedroom.
Okay, all right.
He's old. It takes him a while to get up.
Yeah.
Cricking and cracking.
Just by looking around and observing and just noticing stuff, I think he did this to himself. Something. I just have this feeling that if nothing can get in and there was no disturbance, and just by looking at just the blood and the shredded clothes, what if something got inside of him
What if he
and made
brought
him
something?
turn? Yeah. I think we should check on Amos. That's who he was with last.
I think that's a good plan.
You go to Amos. I'll stay to talk to the mayor.
Oh, right over there.
That wasn't okay
Yeah.
for anybody else.
So I'm.
What? What is Steve doing?
Steve really wants to be in charge.
Okay.
Did you say that out loud?
I did.
Okay.
What was it that you said? I'm sorry. I was
No, I didn't say anything out loud. I just said I wanted to talk to the mayor.
Oh, I'm gonna just.
That's what I said out loud.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm just gonna be like. Give you a look.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say anything, but give you a look. You know what it means.
And I just I look back at her with that hard look, and it just starts to like slowly soften into like a squint, like you would give your sister. And then I just say, "We'll go talk to Amos."
All right. So you guys all gonna head downstairs then?
I'm gonna head toward the where we last saw Amos.
Okay.
I'm going.
I'm going with her.
Yeah, well, I imagine we'll probably have to stop and
Someone should
anyone that's
probably.
still down in the
Someone should probably check on her.
And as we're heading down, we need to find if there's anyone left in the common room. Ask where Amos might be. Because otherwise, we're just
As you start to head downstairs, the somber silence is broken by multiple high-pitched screams coming from outside. Alright. Yes, run
Sword drawn.
run it. You hear
There's this, yeah, I think part of the scene is like the door swings open as you guys are running down the hall, and Uther's already full, like in full gear. You see him putting the journal into his bag, and his bag looks a lot more full than it was before.
Okay.
And he just joins in.
Okay. Alright, so you guys all, are you running?
Yeah, I'm with the group.
Alright, you guys bolt outside the door, and you see a crowd gathered towards the front of where the entrance to the village is. As you're running through to the front, the crowd is there, and they're all just, you hear people crying and sobbing, and as you run and get into the front of the crowd, you see a long pike stuck in the snow. And as you're looking it up, you see blood dripping its way down. And you come to a piece of parchment, and then just above the parchment is Amos's head, sitting on top of this pike. You hear gasps come from behind you as people see Kaida come forward, and then you hear whispers of, "Is she fell? Is she the reason?" And you guys are just all standing there. The snow slowly starts to fall, and a small breeze just flips as Amos's lifeless hair, it's covered in blood, flaps in the wind. You stare into his eyes,